Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today we're going to be taking a look at something really quite awesome, and that is what I like to call the ultimate safe drop trap. Now I'm sure all of you understand what a safe drop is. It's a tube with water down at the bottom that allows you to jump down it without taking any fall damage. Now the cool thing about this trap is it gives the impression of there being water down at the bottom, but as the player will soon find out when they jump down it, that water is removed and they hit the ground pretty hard. Now this could mean that you can either laugh at them for falling foul to your trap, or steal all of their items depending on how evil you're feeling. Sadly, as I don't have many friends, I'm going to have to test this machine out for myself, so let's take a look at this thing in action. All we have to do is stand over this trapdoor here. If we look straight down, you can see there is water down at the bottom. It looks perfectly safe, but when we hit this button, we fall down, the water is removed, and we hit the ground. Dead, and not feeling particularly brilliant. If we take a look at the redstone behind this thing, this is where things begin to get really quite interesting. Obviously the clearing mechanism really is quite simple. All it is a block being pushed across that clears out all of the water, but the reset mechanism is where things begin to get quite cool. What we have is a system of infinite water sources that all replenish each other to give a block of water in the middle, so you can reuse it over and over again. So we have two water sources here and here. When this piston retracts, obviously we have an open space there. Both water sources flow into one another to create a water source block. The same thing happens on the other side, meaning that you have a water source on this side and a water source on this side, which then flow into the middle to create another water source in the center, which means that when the pistons re-extend, you are left with the water source block left behind. For this design, I'm going to be doing two separate tutorials. I'll do a tutorial on the bottom section and also a tutorial on the top section on how to activate this thing without people really noticing that all of the redstone's there. All of it will be included inside this video, but if you still don't understand, then as always there is a world download down in the description for anyone that wants to check that out. But anyway, how about we crack on with that tutorial. So you want to get things started with a 6x7 area, and the first thing that we're going to be doing is chucking down the pistons and also all of the water sources. So you want to build up your tunnel a little bit further like this, and you want to place blocks in like this, blocks in like this, blocks in like this, and then blocks in like this, and fill in water in all of the corners going across like that. Then on either side you want to place a sticky piston facing across like that, a sticky piston facing across like this, and finally a sticky piston facing into this block right about there, and that is pretty much the framework all done. Now to do your block breaker circuit, the first thing you want to do is go down to your tube, go one block beneath all of these pistons and things, and place a sign down at the bottom there that will stop all of the water flowing down. Then you want to head over to the bottom right corner here, place a block up like this, a dropper facing across like that, with a hopper running into that one, then chuck any old block in there. Then you want to place a block down here, replace this glass with a block, and then take a comparator output from that hopper and a repeater, run it straight into this piston. This block down here is going to be your input, so you should see that this piston extends very briefly and then retracts, meaning it would take out any water that was there. Now to do your timing circuit for all of the water replenishment, so first off, you want to take out all these blocks because this block here is going to be your new input block, and you want to place blocks going right the way across, all the way across your circuit, running into a block out the back like that. Then you want to place blocks going all the way across like this, running into the block above this piston. Now you may be able to notice that I've actually built up our tube just a little bit further, and that'll be coming in handy in just a couple of seconds, because you want to place a block on top of this repeater here, and then on top of all of these blocks you just want to replace repeaters set to 4 ticks. That's right the way across like this, running into a block with redstone off to the side, and then more repeaters running into this block right here. Then next to this block right here, you just want to place a block like this, redstone dust on top of that one, and then you're going to be running it out into all of the pistons. You want to place a repeater set to 4 ticks there. That's going to be running out into a block with a redstone torch on top. Should see that that piston extends, and then you pretty much want to do the same thing on the other side, because that redstone there is running into this block. So you want to place a repeater running out of that one, a block up like this with a redstone torch on the side of that one, then a block here with redstone dust on the top, and that is all of your wiring complete. So if we hit this button here, you should see that the block is pushed across, and then eventually all of the water goes across and we get ourselves a water source block. So all of the bottom stuff is now done. It is now time to start work on the input circuit, for which we are going to be using what is known as a magic piston. So you want to place a wooden button up at the top here. It can be wooden or stone, but wooden gives a longer pulse, so generally speaking it is better. And then you're going to have an iron trapdoor there, which will of course allow the player to pass through and travel down the tube. But anyway, what you want to do now is you just want to place a sticky piston off to the side of this block here. So you can see we've got the button, and then the sticky piston is at diagonals to this block, because you don't want the player to be able to see this sticky piston. And of course the tube is going to look like this, so this is now hidden. then you want to place a redstone block on the bottom of that sticky piston there, and then over on this side you just want to place 2 blocks going across like this in this sort of shape, and place 2 hoppers running into one another just like that. Chuck any old item inside of those, and then a comparator coming out from that hopper, and some redstone next to this piston that won't be powering it, but it will be updating it. So when you press down this button, this piston extends, allowing you to take a redstone output that you can take all the way down to the bottom circuit. So there we have it, ladies and gents. That rounds up today's video on how to build the ultimate safe drop trap. Like I say, if you're still a little bit confused as to how some of the elements work, then as always, there is a world download down in the description for anyone that wants to check that out. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.